Hello and welcome to the Beardicus Show. As you can tell, I am not Beardicus. All the Kappa stuff that's been going on has got him a little stressed out, so Beardicus is taking some time off. In the meantime, I'll be hosting the show. Today we have a very special episode. As you probably know, it's almost the year 2020, which means not only is it a new year, it's going to be a new decade. So I thought to celebrate, I may as well take a look back at the last 10 years, specifically the games released in the last 10 years, more specifically the games that I've played in the last 10 years, for the official Beardicus Game of the Decade Award Show. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not counting remakes, re-releases, or ports. In order for a game to make it into this video, it has to have been initially released. Its first release has to have been sometime after January 1st, 2010. Now, I probably don't have to say this, but as this is my personal list, all these games are going to be weighted toward my personal taste. In other words, it's going to be heavily skewed in favor of Nintendo. But with that aside, let's begin. Our first award is a Nintendo-specific award. Now, I'm sure that I don't need to tell you that Nintendo has many franchises, some of which have been kind of neglected in recent times. Well, this award goes to one of those smaller franchises that many people probably haven't even heard of. That franchise is called Super Mario Bros. Now, I'm going to end that joke there before some animal rights group comes after me for beating a dead horse. Yes, this award is called the Super Mario Award, and it goes to a Mario game from the last 10 years. My favorite Mario game from the last 10 years. So I had some trouble deciding on which game to actually give this to, deciding between Super Mario Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion 3. Kind of wish I had pulled out the games ahead of time so I could hold them up. I'll just put the box arts. Anyway, Super Mario Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion 3, I had a hard time deciding which game I actually liked more, so I did the only logical thing, and I added a new rule that said that this award can only go to a game starring Mario. So Luigi's Mansion 3 is disqualified, which means that Super Mario Odyssey wins the award by default. Also, there's a runner-up thing. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, like I was supposed to, but every award has a winner and a runner-up. But since Luigi's Mansion 3 was disqualified, it can't be the runner-up. So instead, the runner-up is Super Mario Maker 2. So congratulations to Mario and to Mario for winning both first place and second place. I know there was some stiff competition, but congratulations. Big round of applause. The next award is the Missing in Action Award. This award goes to a game that I think really deserved a sequel, but, well, didn't get one. So, more specifically, this is a game that did not get a sequel. It has to have been released long enough ago that it would be, like, reasonable. Sorry, I forgot the word. That it would be reasonable to expect a sequel by now. So, like, Super Mario Odyssey, that's only a few years old. That one doesn't count. I specifically said, or I specifically was only looking at games from 2010 to 2014 for this award. Anyway, the runner-up is Pikmin 3. Specifically, this is the runner-up because Pikmin 4 has been announced, in that Nintendo has said that they're working on a Pikmin 4. Did I say Pikmin 3? Pikmin 4 has been announced because they've said that they're working on it, and there was also the 3DS game Hey Pikmin. But I don't really count either of those because it's been ages since we've heard anything about Pikmin 4, and Hey Pikmin is a spin-off, so I don't count that as a sequel. Pikmin 3 is not disqualified from this award despite sort of having a sequel. However, because of all that stuff, it was bumped down to the runner-up. The winner of this award is another game from another third game in a series. This one is the 3DS game, though. Okay, well, I screwed that up, but it's Kid Icarus Uprising. Kid Icarus Uprising was a good game. It had fun story, fun mechanics, and fun characters. I really liked the back and forth Pit and Peloton it had. The biggest problem with that game was the controls. And I think that a sequel, or even just a port on the Switch, would really fix that issue. And it would make a good game into a great game. Our next award is the Basically Cocaine Award. This goes to a game that is so addicting that it literally makes time disappear. Okay? The kind of game that you sit down, you played for 20 minutes, and then you look at the clock and it's actually been 20 hours. The runner-up is probably the more popular of the two games, but I like the other one more. The runner-up is Stardew Valley. Not much to say there. I feel like I've only played this game for like 12 hours, but I checked Steam and it's been well over 300 hours. So, kind of speaks for itself. The winner of this award, however, is a game that I played so much, or rather I play so much, that I've actually started going offline on Steam before I play it, so that Steam doesn't keep track of how long I've played. Not to mention that I've actually played off of Steam entirely, so I don't even know how much I've played this game, is what I'm trying to say. This one goes to Don't Starve. I love this game, but playing it is a nightmare, because like I'll sit down and I'll play it for an hour, and then I'll be like, okay, that's enough, I'm gonna save and quit now, and then like, but then I'll be like, oh, but I gotta do this one thing. I gotta go shave some beefalo. That's this thing, by the way. If you've never played, this is beefalo. I gotta go shave some beefalo. And then, I gotta get some more food. I gotta get some more wood. And then before you know it, you sit down to play for an hour, and then it's been an entire year. An entire in-game year. I've never played for an entire year by accident, in real time, but I have played for an entire year in-game by accident. Sat down to play for an hour, then it was 10 hours later. So that's why Don't Starve wins that award. Next is the What? Award. This award goes to a game that's just its mere existence is a conundrum. Okay, and when you hear who the runner-up is, you're probably gonna say, how could anything possibly beat that? The runner-up being Goat Simulator, a game that was specifically made just to be weird, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's you play as a goat, and that's it. So how could anything possibly beat that, right? Well, if you think playing as a goat is weird, have you ever considered playing as a slice of bread? I Am Bread is a game that follows a slice of bread on its journey to become toast. I don't know why this exists, but more than that, I don't know why I paid actual money to play it. Okay, and our final main award is the I'm Not Mad, I'm Just Disappointed award. So this, as the name implies, is an award that goes to a game that was a huge disappointment. Whether that's because I had high hopes, no, that's usually it, because I had high hopes and the game didn't live up to them. But it's not just that the game didn't live up to my high expectations, it's that the game was bad on top of me having high expectations that the game probably couldn't have lived up to. And there was some stiff competition this decade from Yooka-Laylee, which was supposed to be a spiritual successor to one of my favorite games ever, Banjo-Kazooie, and it just sort of ended up being not great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. So that was disappointing, but overall, since the game itself wasn't that bad, I don't think that it could really win this award. I don't even think that it would deserve the runner-up position. So ultimately, Yooka-Laylee is just a dishonorable mention. I'm sorry, Yuka. Better luck next time. No, for the actual runner-up, we have to look at a game that was so bad, it essentially killed its own franchise. I'm talking, of course, about Paper Mario Sticker Star. I could go on and on for hours about why this game is bad, but I really don't have time for that right now, so you're just gonna have to bear with me and agree with me, because I'm right. I know some people out there think that Sticker Star was an okay game, but they're wrong, okay? You can't trust other people's opinions. My opinions are the only ones that are correct. Anyway, so the winner for this award, well, or the loser of this award, whatever. This award goes to, well, before I can say who gets this award, let's take a quick trip back to my childhood. So I grew up in the 90s with the Nintendo 64, and one of the 5 games that I played the most when I was a kid was Mario Tennis 64. So as a result, Mario Tennis kind of has a special place in my heart, or at least it did, until a game that was so bad that it actually killed that franchise to me. Mario Tennis is now dead to me because of one game. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash was released on the Wii U a few years ago, and it was bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was obviously rushed for holidays. There was somehow less content in a Wii U game than in its Nintendo 64 counterpart. Beardicus has already gone on... Beardicus has already talked about this game on the channel, so I won't say too much about it now. I will say this, however. This award does not go to Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. It actually goes to the sequel on the Switch. Mario Tennis Aces. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Mario Tennis Aces was a game that was supposed to just like bring Mario Tennis back, you know? It was supposed to save Mario Tennis after the Ultra Smash debacle. All it had to do was be better than Ultra Smash, and I would have been happy. And somehow it didn't even do that. It just had to be better than a really bad game. And it wasn't. And again, Beardicus has already talked about this on the channel, so I'll leave it there. The winner is Mario Tennis Aces. So that's the last of the main awards. But now I am going to be giving out. Now it's time for the lightning round. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more awards. Wow. There are 9 lightning round awards. Okay. So let's just go through these really quickly. That's why it's lightning round. Honestly, I should be done with it already because it's a lightning round and I just keep talking. So the first award is, fittingly enough, the First Banana Award. This award goes to a game that stars a character who's usually playing second banana, but this time he gets a starring role. And I felt I had to give this game an award because I kind of unfairly disqualified it from a different award earlier. I'm talking, of course, about Luigi's Mansion 3. The next award is the Zip Lashing Out Award, named for a certain game that had an interesting mechanics, and then it had a sequel that was just a 2D platformer. This award goes to a game that did that, but it did it right. And that's partially because the game actually started as a 2D platformer, and then in the mid to late 2000s, it was more focusing on weird party games. And then on the Wii, it returned to its origins. But I'm actually giving this award to its Wii U sequel. Am I talking about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze or Rayman Legends? That's the question. I went back and forth on this one a bit, but in the end I decided I had to give this award to Rayman Legends. So the winner is Rayman Legends. Next is the 180 Award. This award goes to a game in a series that has been going steadily downhill in quality ever since the first game. And then this game came along and turned that around with the best game in this franchise to date, Yoshi's Woolly World. And then Yoshi's Crafted World gets the 360 Award for turning the series around again and being the worst game in the franchise. So, congratulations to Yoshi, and then congratulations to Yoshi again. But with that second one, you know, you gotta do the sarcastic applause. This is not a very good lightning round. I feel like I'm taking too long. Next is the Dark Souls Award for a game that was so hard, some people couldn't beat the tutorial. I'm talking, of course, about Cuphead. Then is the Can't Count to 3 Award. This goes to a Valve game released sometime in the 2010s. There wasn't a whole lot of competition for this, so it goes to Portal 2. Next is the I Didn't Sign Up for This Award, which goes to Doki Doki Literature Club. If you've played the game, you know why. And finally, the Kept You Waiting Award. This one goes to a game that took a very, very, very long time to be released. It goes to Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2 was originally supposed to release in 1995, but it got delayed all the way up until 2017. That is a 22-year delay, which is crazy. Honorable mention goes to Earthbound Beginnings, which was supposed to release in 1989 and took until, I think, 2015 or 16. I think 15, which makes that one a 26-year delay, which makes it even longer than Star Fox 2. However, since Earthbound Beginnings was released as Mother 1 in Japan back in '89, it does not count as a 2010 game, so it's ineligible of winning this or any other award. And that brings us to the final award, the Game of the Decade Award. This award goes to, I mean, obviously, my favorite game in the last 10 years. There are a few nominees. There was some stiff competition. Super Mario Odyssey, that was a good game, as I mentioned earlier. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, all great games, but not the best. No, there were only 2 games that I actually seriously considered this award for. And one of them was a bit of a dark horse. Don't Starve was a contender for my favorite game in the last 10 years, which is really impressive for a game that I bought on an impulse from the Humble Bundle. But, I mean, I really like that game. But no, the winner is going to be revealed in 1 second. But first, let's go back a little bit and talk about that Zip Lashing Out Award. You remember when I said that I felt I had to give it to Rayman Legends? Well, the reason I had to do that is because I decided that whichever game wins the Game of the Year award is disqualified from winning any other awards. That's right. My Game of the Decade, I just said Game of the Year a few times, but I guess it was, my Game of the Decade was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Now, I know that for many people, 2D platformers aren't exactly the most fun platformers. They're not the most popular games, but I like platformers, 2D or 3D, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is a really, really good 2D platformer. Honestly, I don't even think that I don't even think Don't Starve really stood a chance at beating Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, because I like it that much. It's one of my favorite games of all time, not even just in the last 10 years. And, don't get me wrong, like, Rayman Legends is also a really good platformer. It's my second favorite 2D platformer of all time, but even it didn't stand a chance at beating Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. So, that's it. That's my game of the year. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Game of the decade. I keep doing that. You just don't hear game of the decade as often as game of the year. So, that's it. It's all the awards. Oh, wait, no. There's actually one award left. It's the Thank You Award, and you can earn it by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And, if you feel so inclined, you can even watch some of my other videos. I mentioned the Mario Tennis videos. I'll put them on the end card. They're probably already there. Well, not if I keep rambling. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next decade. Goodbye.